Dang, that was a biatch. So now I'm gonna fish the bolt out of there, or the nut out of there. I have my handy dandy, whatever you call it, I don't know.
Good morning, folks. We're over here at the Farmer Grade Warehouse, and we got to go fulfill a wholesale order for a local restaurant in our town that sources all of our pork from us. They need some more bacon, and they need some more tenderized tenderloin cutlets. So we're gonna get it boxed up and go over there and deliver it to them. All right, so what they got from us is they source tenderized tenderloins, smoked bacon, and pork butts from us predominantly. That's their three main products. So they got 25 pounds of bacon, and they got 40 tenderloins. So we're gonna start with the bacon. 2, 3. Three, 4, 25. And like I said, they got 40 of our tenderloin tenderized cutlets. So 40 of those. 2, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 21, 22, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 40. All right, that is the order right there. Alrighty, we got her loaded up. We're heading to the restaurant now. The nice part about wholesale, it's a really good way to have some repeat business at a really good volume. Long term for Farmer Grade, we'd love to expand this side of the business more and get into more restaurants, hotels, really anywhere we can, catering businesses, anywhere we can, because it just helps us with, you know, having some room to continually get more and more inventory. It justifies the reason to get more inventory more often, I guess you'd say. So it's really nice. We really want to get there. As I slowly build out the team, you know, I want to have somebody that is dedicated to this side of the business, that can help grow this side of the business, that probably knows this side of the business better than me. We're doing a little bit of wholesale, but our main focus right now is direct to consumer. And as we scale, I definitely see some more wholesale being thrown in the mix. We're chugging along slowly but surely, one day at a time, one meat package at a time. So. It's also nice because the checks come really quick when you do wholesale too. So make the order, deliver the order, money comes right away. So real nice in that regard as well. But it's also really cool just being able to provide high quality meat to the community from our farm. I take a lot of pride in that and make sure that what we give these guys, what we provide these guys with, is some of the best you can get. Last thing I want to say to you guys before we go out to the farm and get some stuff done over there, if you guys are interested at all, running a cut of the week this week on pork spare ribs, 20% off. A lot of people want ribs now. We've been selling a lot of ribs. Ribs are one of our most popular products. You want to take advantage of the sale, feel free, farmergrade.com. We appreciate you guys. Use code this'll do to save 10% off your next order. That code will be available for all This Will Do Farm subscribers and viewers for as long as we keep making content. So without further ado, let's get home, let's get a bite to eat, and then let's get to work on the farm. Meat tasks are done for the morning. Now we're up here at site 1, and we just had a fresh belt break on one of our fans that we got to get replaced. So we're crossing stuff off the harvest pre-checklist, but we're also adding to it too by the day. So we're gonna get this quick fix done and out of the way with, and then move on to the next thing.
Well, we almost made it, but we didn't quite. Got a fan, it's not running. So, here we are. We're trying to whittle off the list, and this one just popped up, but you pretty much got to take care of it. This motor's running, but there's no belt. And I think that something is amiss. We're going to replace this belt, but this belt's not very old. So that tells me that something is not too kosher with what we got going on. But for today, we're going to fix the belt and then see. We might have an idler going bad. Well, I don't know. Everything seems to be okay. While Puzzle Nuts goes to chore, I'm going to work on a different project. You know, between handling his meat and trying to keep his pigs chored, I have to find ways to stay occupied because he's just wandering off constantly. So we got Old Faithful in here today. The best way to find junk around your farm with a rotary cutter, because as you can see, it's how you find all kinds of things beside grass. So those blades are beat to shit. I sharpened them once, but it's time to replace them. We're going to swap these out and put 4 new ones on, I guess, so we can make things look pretty. Might chop a few endro stalks around the outside of the fields when we get to harvesting, and I'd say the ditch mowing's about done for the year. But anyway, I got nothing better to do, so we're going to work on this. So one thing that has made this job considerably easier, I don't know if you can see that, but I got one of these PTO wrenches, and I slid my collar back a little bit to where I can get that on, because the only way that you can get to the nuts on this is if you turn the gearbox, and you can't see down that hole, until the nut on top of the blade lines up with that. And you really need the PTO shaft of the chopper hooked up to the tractor, because when you go to try to turn that nut off of there, if it's not hooked to anything, the gearbox is going to turn, and the next thing you know, everything's going to move out of the way. So in other words, you got to be able to hold it. You also have to be able to turn that shaft and turning the gearbox to get the nut lined up with those holes. So anyway, that little wrench, I think I got it from Sloan's, it's pretty handy for that. My impact doesn't quite have enough oomph, so I gotta use the old-fashioned way to break it loose. Once I get it broke loose, then it'll zip it right off of there, and then I can put it back on. But it's a process, so stay tuned. Dang, that was a biatch. So now I'm gonna fish the bolt out of there, or the nut out of there. I have my handy dandy, whatever you call it, I don't know. There you go. Okay, so now I'll pull the blade off and switch it. Okay, so I'm half done. I got 2 done and 2 to do, so rinse and repeat, and hopefully by the time I get done with this, Sawyer is done choring, and we got another great project we're gonna start on. So stay tuned. Well, there, we got them done. That's what the old ones look like, and that's by far the worst one. Those other ones, they don't look as bad. The outside ones take the worst beating. I knew they needed to be cleaned up, and those outside ones were terrible. So we got that done, so there's a little time. I'm gonna take this thing out and make sure it'll mow. Oh yeah. Forgot about one addition that we made to Old Faithful. Look at that. I don't have my swivel cup holder for the mower yet, but I got one on here, so look at that, nice. I'm a happy boy.
Next task on the list is this old John Deere manure spreader that has been sitting here for quite some time now. As you can see, it's rusted. This is what my grandpa used back in his heyday. Hasn't been really used since. Since Kat's got this horse and we've had this pad, we've been putting some of this manure in here. We don't know if it's really gonna work. We're gonna work on it, make sure we can get everything working on it, making sure that it will fire up and she can spread the manure that's in there and we can use it for future use. So it's been full for a while now. This has been one of those tasks we've been needing to get done this summer that we haven't, and we've been piling a little bit of the manure over there in the meantime. But hopefully if we get this thing humming, she can just pile all the manure in here all the time, and when it gets full, she can go spread it. So that'd be nice.
I think that'll do it. All right, I'll meet you at the machine shed.
All right, long time coming since we've had that thing moving, so I don't know what's all messed up on it. Hell, I don't know if anything's messed up on it, but we will see if it can do the job or not. So give us the history lesson on this bad boy.
Well, first of all, I'm just impressed that we got it from where it was to where it is, and neither one of these tires blew, because it's been sitting outside for a long time, and I don't, these aren't the original tires, but they might be. Hell, I don't know. I actually called the tire shop to see whether or not I could still get tires like this, because I was positive that when I pulled it out of the lot that they were just gonna go poof, but they didn't, so that's a good deal. When I was a kid, before we put our sows inside, my older brother, or my oldest brother, he probably hauled load after load after load after load, because all the sows that were in the barn, and anytime we had fat hogs around, that's what they used. Then it pretty much set, and the only thing we used it for was we had some sheep, and every spring we would clean out the barn, and we had horses, and basically just like what Cat needs it for, we would clean off the lot. It hasn't moved or done anything in 15 years, 20 years probably. Basically, we just need to go through it, make sure the tires will hold air, and I don't know, we may have to replace them. Grease it up, get the PTO shaft back in it. So the PTO shaft slid out, and so it probably is gonna have to be buffed up and greased up to where it'll slide and move. The chain oiled and make sure the bearings aren't bad on the shaft. And then the other thing is, I guess, make sure that this gearbox isn't froze up that makes this spin. The chain, the web that drives the floor, we replaced that once when I was a kid, so it might be all right. We'll just have to see.
Well, Puzzle Nuts had a hot date he had to go on with my mom. Take that back. He just had to go on a date with my mom. That just doesn't sound right. But he ditched me, so I'm gonna get a good start on this thing, and I'm gonna kind of grease everything up and lubricate everything up and just kind of get a good start on it. This definitely is gonna take a day or two to get everything kosher on it so we can hopefully run it. Yeah, this is pretty much all I got the rest of the night, so I'm gonna get a good start on it, and Kat will be one happy camper because she's only been bugging me to get this done for her for quite a bit of time now, because she's really jonesing to haul some manure of her own. Honey, I'm getting her done. I'm getting her done. So we'll have her done, and she'll love it. I think she'll love getting in the tractor and hauling some manure. So I'd say all the most important parts got lubed, so that's good. Got all the Zerks greased. Okay, now we're gonna spray this chain down, get that all lubricated. Everybody needs a good amount of lubrication every once in a while. So that's kind of the extent of what I'm gonna do tonight. I think wasn't hard, wasn't too bad at all, but just a good little quick start on it. Probably what we'll do tomorrow is, like I said, get that shaft to be able to fit into the PTO and get that PTO hooked up and kind of fire everything up and make sure it all works. We'll fire it up slowly so we don't mess anything up serious. But this wheel spins back here. I don't even know if you call it a wheel, but it spins, so that's good. Won't have to be replacing that, but she's definitely a little rusty, but honestly, that's okay. We just need to haul horse manure with it and spread it. That way, Kat doesn't have to keep piling it up in a corner on her pad. This'll do, baby. This'll do. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, if you like this kind of content, all that we ask you guys to do is like and subscribe. We appreciate you guys. We love you, and we'll see you in the next video.